Welcome to the night mode edition of the Mark Jackson Show. I'm Mark Jackson. This is my dynamic co-host, my guy Blue, on the Come and Talk to Me network. Thank you for the love and support. One series over, one series extended to Game 7. Spectacular day of playoff basketball. But we also had a spectacular day, Blue. Talk about it.
Yeah, we did. Come on, man. Go ahead and put up the picture. Y'all know. Yeah, y'all see it. There's something coming. There's something coming special on the way. You talking about I had a special day. You had the reunion. What you got to say about it? I ain't play with Pat Ewing.
No, it was awesome. It was awesome. I tell you what, it's nothing like getting around folks that you genuinely love and they have love for you with no agenda, just breaking bread and reminiscing of the good times. And he's family for life. I love the guy, and it was a pleasure and a thrill to have him sit on the couch and tell some incredible stories. We had a blast with him.
Hey, I'm telling y'all, man, it's heat. Be ready for it. It's heat. It's about, I want to say it's over an hour. It's straight heat of just us talking with Pat Ewing and chopping it up. Legendary, man. I can't wait for y'all to see it, man. I can't wait.
He let his hair down too, man.
He sure did. He sure did. Nah, he was feeling good. Man, yeah, I can't wait. That's gonna set it off when that drop. Yeah, man. The full episode is gonna air on Monday, but stay tuned because in this episode we're gonna play a little snippet and show y'all a little preview of what went on. But shout out to the legend Patrick Ewing, and it's a little sneak peek. The greatest New York Knick of all time, in the words of Mark Jackson. And I happen to agree. So I'm going to just show some love too real quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. All right. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Go ahead and scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Use the promo code MARK. They're matching up to $100 on your deposit. We appreciate y'all, man. And go like and subscribe and comment. Show us some love. Let us know what y'all been thinking about the playoffs.
Can I say something first, though?
What's up?
Before we get to playoff basketball?
Yeah.
How about Kendrick Lamar and Drake? This is a real battle. This is a real battle that's going on.
Look, I was looking at the games, and then in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, just 5 minutes ago, I just listened to all this. I'm like, yo, I wonder if my pops is. So you heard.
You know I got my ear to the streets.
But did you hear all of it? Did you hear Drake's first records? It was a lot of music.
I heard it all, man. I'm good. I heard it all. I'm giving them props. They're keeping it on the music side, and it's been incredible. And I don't think you can have a ruling as who's winning so far. It's like a great heavyweight fight. I think I got to wait to see it play out before I make a decision. But it is two legitimate heavyweights sparring at a high level.
Oh man, you gonna make me pick a side because you don't want to pick a side. So now I got to pick a side. All right, man. It is a great battle, and I don't agree with you. They are starting to cross the line where it's starting to get to a place where I don't know. It's a personal shot that's a little bit man.
But what great rap battle beef didn't cross the line lyrically?
No, but we just got to say we got to keep it real. That what Kendrick is saying is some lines being crossed.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I got to keep it a buck though. Right now, I'm the biggest Drake guy, as you know. Kendrick got it right now. He dropped me heat, and he ready. He dropped me heat right now. I got to give him the slight edge. But we might be watching one of the. This is crazy because it's so early. We are on pace right now to watch one of the greatest rap beefs of all time. I'm going to say that. The quality of music that they are both coming out with are top of the line rap disses. Whether you want to say whose is better or not, these are not throwaways. These are bars, especially with Kendrick. He barred for 10 minutes straight. Even Drake dropped the 10-minute record. I'm like, man, nah, they going crazy, man. I love it.
Yeah, props to those two.
All right, man, my bad. I got my music bag real quick. back to the NBA playoffs. We got a lot to talk about, man. Dallas wins Game 6. The series was 3-2. They finish it, man. Kyrie and Luka, just too much. What did you see?
I saw the Dallas Mavericks team at their best. They're at their best when they get help from the supporting cast, scoring the basketball. They're at their best when they take pride and take it personal on the defensive end and compete at a high level. I thought Luka controlled the pace offensively, controlled the sets. I thought Kyrie has done an incredible job of feeling his way into the game, not trying to be a home run hitter, letting Luka get established early, fully confident in the fact that he can take over and get involved at any point like a true veteran. And in the second half, he turned it on. 28 big points in the second half. I thought he set the tone defensively, disrupted James Harden. When he guarded Paul George, did the same exact thing, and it became contagious throughout their lineup. This is a dangerous basketball team, especially when they get the type of help from the supporting cast, not just defensively, but timely hoops, timely finishes at the rim, timely three-point shots, and they, again, impose their will against the Los Angeles Clippers. A big-time victory because if you're the Dallas Mavericks, you don't want to go to a Game 7 where anything can happen in a Game 7. They handled their business, and they sent the Clippers home.
All right, man. You showed a lot of love to the Mavs. We love Coach Lou. We love a lot of the players. I grew up around a lot of the players on the Clippers. This was atrocious tonight, man. I got to keep it real. The effort, these dudes is jogging up the court down by 14 to between 14 and 20 points, depending on what time you just click the game on. But they are walking up the court lackadaisically. I'm looking at Gafford turning to Shaq against Zubac for 3 minutes straight, just turning to Shaq and dominate him. This is crazy, man. What happened as far as the effort level? I understand if you lose, but did you see the effort level tonight, and were you happy with that?
No, I saw the same type of effort that I've watched and witnessed all year long for the Clippers. It was in spurts. It was whenever they felt like doing it. Mavs start off with an early lead. By halftime, Clippers back into the ball game, and the Mavs began to separate themselves. So it's the same inconsistent competitive spirit that we've seen all year long for the Los Angeles Clippers, individually and collectively. I think the one guy that I point to that was consistent in his competitive spirit throughout the course of this series was Zubac. I thought he battled. You know, I thought he played with force. I thought he attacked the paint. I thought he protected the paint. I was disappointed in the performance by the Clippers. You know, and you don't explain it in its entirety with just the absence of Kawhi Leonard. No, that's a cop-out. This was a Clipper team that still was more than capable of winning this series, and I'm disappointed in them.
Yeah, it is a cop-out. It is a cop-out. I'm not going to let you gloss over because Zubac did play amazing. I got to also give credit to Norman Powell tonight, who gave great effort and competed at a high level. I don't want to gloss over his effort tonight because he came ready. One thing, though, I can't depend. It is a big deal that Kawhi didn't play because I can't depend on the 39-year-old PJ Tucker to even give me these 20 minutes tonight. It was too much, in my opinion. Earlier in the season, this is a guy who was out of the rotation for a lot of times. Not to say that he's not a great player and a great competitor, but to put him in a position to switch on to Kyrie at this point in his career and expect him to play like PJ Tucker of past, I think it was too much to call on his number at this point in his career.
No, I think you had to go deep into your bench and try to get some life and some energy, and you call upon a veteran that had done it in the past, and sometimes you crap out. You roll those dice and you crap out, and that's exactly what took place. But a prime PJ Tucker could have been inserted into that game, and you could have got the same exact results because Kyrie Irving is that special of an offensive talent.
Yeah, he is, man. That dude is tough.
Oh, you know.
So for the, huh?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I know. That's why when he started cooking in the first few minutes of the second half, we started cooking. I'm like, oh, nah, the Clippers in trouble. I'm like, this happened to me. I'm like, he was chilling the first half. He let Luka eat the whole first half, and then second half was like, okay, now it's my turn, and torched them dudes.
He really doesn't get enough credit because he was, questioned and destroyed as far as being a cancer and unprofessional and everything you want to put on a guy. He has been an absolute consummate pro in the Dallas Mavericks uniform, accepting his role, embracing his role. And then Luka even walked by during the post-game interview, and he was like, that's my little brother over there. It wasn't like a disrespectful thing saying that's my little brother. He was talking like he was the OG that had experienced so much, and now I'm pouring into this guy. I really felt it when he said that, and I like where the state that Kyrie is in right now, and I like that he's willing to do whatever it takes to put his team in position to win, whether that's offensively or defensively. Hit the floor. The first hit the floor. Loose ball, he's diving for that loose ball. He's taking a challenge against the opposing team's best perimeter player. That type of energy and effort is contagious throughout that locker room.
Definitely, man. Credit to Kyrie, credit to Luka, credit to the Mavs team. But I also want to give credit to Jason Kidd, because I watched this team, and this is a team whose identity has switched from a almost purely offensive team to now they take pride on the defensive end. And even a guy like Kyrie, who's on the back end of his career, is now stepping up and saying, no, I want people to recognize my level of defensive competition.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Jason Kidd. He's done an outstanding job. And also Nico Harrison running the Mavs and the changes that he's made, inserting P.J. Washington, going and getting Daniel Gafford. So you got guys that will do the grunt work, will do the dirty work. And then Jason Kidd instilling the principles, instilling the mentality and the schemes that put you in position to be an effective defensive. That's tough to do. That is tough to do, especially when a team. I was fortunate enough to be part of a staff that changed the culture, but that team hadn't had success doing it on the offensive way. It's different. Dallas Mavericks had some sort of success. They won, they just didn't win enough. So they could be looking at Jason Kidd like, yo, we can get it done by not defending. So to turn them into believing that in order to get to where we want to get to, we got to take pride and begin to compete defensively. Wonderful job of leading, guiding, nurturing, and establishing a culture that's sustainable by Jason Kidd.
All right, man. Back to the Clippers really quickly. I look at their team now that this season is over, and they headed out to Cancun. They out of here, man. But all jokes aside, are they an old team, and what do you see moving forward from the Clippers? What can we do to get the energy back?
Well, the big decision is, signing Paul George is not really a decision. The money's going to be on the table, but he's going to have the opportunity to say no and move on somewhere else. So you want to secure Paul George and bring him back. If you don't, then that's a game changer. You're losing a legitimate big-time weapon on both sides of the floor that gives you great depth and versatility alongside of Kawhi Leonard. What are you going to do with James Harden? What are you going to do with some of those role players? And the first thing, alongside of Paul George, to me, Ty Lue is under contract for one more year. He's an outstanding basketball mind, an outstanding coach. You want to secure him moving forward. Pay him so you don't have to worry about that. And then continue to build moving forward as far as building your roster and establishing the correct role players that fit the pieces that you need to be successful. Get some dogs in there, some energy, some effort, try to get a little younger. Those are the things that's going to be the challenge towards that front office, especially going into a brand new building next year. You want to give the fans something that matches the glitz and the glamour of that building.
All right, man. Looking forward to next round. We got the Mavericks and the Thunder. What do you see with this series, and what's your first thoughts?
I think it's going to be a great series, and I think what makes it a great series is the special talent in the backcourt. Jalen Williams, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, they are going to challenge the opposing team's defense between 4 and 7 games. They win the battle on their own terms. Individually, which team is going to be into the other opposing team's home run hitters in the backcourt that create offense, one-on-one, pick-and-roll situations, which team is going to be able to win that battle on their terms. It's going to be an exciting brand of basketball. I expect to see Lou Dort look to disrupt Luka Doncic, get under his skin, try to control him the same way he did Brandon Ingram in the previous series. I expect to see Derrick Jones Jr., who is an underrated, outstanding defender, take the challenge at times on Shai, take the challenge on Williams, and I expect to see Kyrie Irving continue to take the challenge defensively. I expect to see him on Shea at times, just to give him a different look. You want to give a guy like that different looks, but ultimately I think Kyrie is a little too small. Shea is able to use that tremendous footwork, get to his spot, use that size, and elevate. So it's going to be a defensive and offensive challenge, but it is going to be an outstanding series loaded with incredible talent and depth on both sides.
Yeah, I think the keys for this series is going to be the ability of Luka and Kyrie to continue to score at this level. Because I think that this team defensively, I mean, it's proven. This team in OKC is defensively superior than what you just played in the Clippers. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to continue this momentum.
I tell you what, it's going to be fun though. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think
it is.
If you're Daniel Gafford or Derek Lively, you're going to have an opportunity to be a little bit more physical against Chet Holmgren. You're going to be an opportunity to set screens, dive to the cup, and what happens when foul trouble occurs to that front line of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think it's going to be a tremendous chess match to two coaches that right now are in rhythm and at the top of their game as far as strategizing and putting their team in position to win.
Any worries about the Thunder coming back being rusty? Because they have had a break. They finished their series early. Any concerns?
There's always concerns. I've been part of teams that swept a team and then had extra days off. As a coach, you sit and you say, do we want to do something? Do we want to get up and down? Do we want to go through some live drills? Do we want to make sure guys are hurt? Do we want to make sure we get enough rest? Do we want to make sure we don't get too much rest? So you always play the game and then say, I should have done this or we should have done that. At the end of the day, you try to play the numbers. You want to make sure you get your work in, get your shots up, go over what we're doing principle-wise against this team, and then realize it's a 7-game series. So it's a series of adjustments, and we're going to have to make adjustments after game one way or another, positively or negatively. The bottom line is make sure they get their proper rest, and most crucial, make sure they come into this series healthy. That's the first assignment. So there is concern, but you never know. You never know how they're going to respond.
Who wins this series?
It's going to be a tremendous series. I think it's going to be a long series. I don't know how long it's going to go. As I told you before, I don't pick a number, but I am going to say that the winner of this series will be the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Wow. That's surprising.
I just like the way that they are taking the challenge defensively. I like the fact that they got two guys that I'm comfortable with going to war with against anybody. They get to their spots, they get quality offense, and now it's not just about them shooting. They are finding Gafford, are finding Lively in the middle of the court. They're finding wide open shooters. Those guys have established a rhythm. It's great basketball, and it's awfully tough to defend. You have to give them something, and then they're making shots and defending the way they've been defending. I like their chances. Therefore, I'm picking them.
It's tough, man. I think I gotta go with OKC, man. One thing that these playoffs have been showing me and reiterating is that you can't escape your habits, man. You become your habits. And I do see the Mavericks playing defense at a higher level, but during the season, it was the norm for OKC to compete at this high level consistently. So I think that it's gonna show deeper into this series, and the Oklahoma City Thunder will win in Game 6.
But you're talking about habits. I think Derrick Jones has the habits of defending. I think P.J. Washington defending. I think Gafford defending. I think Kyrie Irving has proven when the lights are brightest, he defends and he has tremendous game plan discipline. And I think for the first time in his life, Luka Doncic is defending. He's trying to do what the game plan calls for, and it's awfully impressive. And it gives you life as a supporting cast when you see him competing defensively. That's a foreign language to everybody else in Dallas uniform watching Luka Doncic. It's inspiring, and it's great leadership.
OKC.
Oh, man.
Nah, I'm playing. It's gonna be a good series. But I do think OKC comes out on top. Somehow. That's tough, man. You going up against Kyrie and Luka. That's a tough draw. All right, let's see, man. Okay, moving on to the other game from tonight. We had the Magic and the Cavs. Did you watch this one?
Did I watch it? Of course I watched it.
I got to keep you on your toes. I got to make sure, because sometimes, you start explaining the game. I'm like, did we watch the same thing? Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking like that?
No, you felt that way when I watched your games too. When I corrected you, you were like, did we watch the same thing? You're like, no, I got back on defense. No, you didn't, dude. I saw you halfway trotting up the court. I saw it. I'm not guessing.
Nah, that's what the viewers don't know, how nice you are. You'll be like, I'm telling you, dude, it was 3 minutes into the second quarter. Johnny had just shot a 3. Junebug went up down the back screen. You threw a bounce pass that wasn't the right. I'm like, yo, dude, the game was 48 minutes. Nah, you got a gift with that. Anyways, though, I know you watched the game. I watched it too. What stood out to you? I'm gonna just say what stood out to me from the beginning. Donovan Mitchell continuing to play through pain was crazy to watch him still drop those numbers playing through pain. But we here to hear what you got to say. So let's hear. What's your take?
No, Donovan Mitchell was special. He was special, destroying outstanding defensive perimeter players of the Orlando Magic and getting into the paint and disrupting the game plan, getting fouled, making tough shots, using that size and strength, using the body control to get their spots. It was a thing of beauty the way he was performing on the offensive end. With that being said, I was awfully impressed with the way that the Orlando Magic didn't let go of the rope. Cleveland surged. They took the lead. It was a chance for them to separate and eliminate the Orlando Magic. Orlando fought back in. I thought Suggs was outstanding and playing with extreme confidence all game long. Even when they were struggling, he was stepping, aggressively looking to take and make shots. When he missed shots, you could say it was a bad shot, but it was a dude with a glow in his eyes playing with extreme confidence. I thought Banchero did a great job of taking over when it mattered most, getting to the free throw line. They forced the switch and took advantage of his matchup, whoever the preferred matchup was. I thought Wagner did a great job of defending and also playing out a pick and roll, finding guy. I thought it was a stellar performance by the Orlando Magic. And it was awfully impressive when they were fighting for their playoff lives, responding, reacting, and ultimately coming up with a big-time victory. And I thought both Wagners did a great job, giving energy and effort and enthusiasm, pursuing the basketball. It got a little physical, got a little edgy, but that's playoff basketball. I thought it was a fun game to watch and a big-time victory for the Magic.
Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. It felt like I felt the nostalgia in the air seeing Tristan Thompson play meaningful playoff minutes in 2024. I felt like I was back in the LeBron days in Cleveland. It was I enjoyed that. One thing that I noticed though is Karis LeVert, seeing the peaks of players, because I know that dude really has game. Seeing his peak and now seeing what he's turned into, it seems like his confidence is slightly shaken. Can you just speak to how important it is to keep a player's mind in the right space?
To me, as a former player, as an announcer, as a coach, is the number one thing. I've seen guys that had flat out game in high school and college and then get to the pros and a coach get on their case and challenge them and they melt. I've seen guys be okay and wind up being great because a coach believes in them. I'm a product of that. I played 17 years because my first coach believed in me and allowed me to play through mistakes. I guarantee you, if the team that was supposed to drafted me, I wouldn't have played 17 years. It wasn't going to happen because it was an older coach that probably would have had me as the third guard on the team and nitpicked every time I threw a behind-the-back pass. Karis LeVert right now is struggling with his confidence, and you can tell he's got too much game to doubt at this time of year. That's the frustrating part. You need a burst of offense in that lineup. Donovan Mitchell scored 46. He scored 50 points, and the rest of the team scored 46. Donovan Mitchell scored all 18 points that the Cavs had in the fourth quarter. That is inexcusable. It's different if you said Donovan Mitchell had 36 and we won by 5. What a spectacular performance in the fourth quarter. No, he got no help. We are directly coming off of giving Dallas Mavericks credit with Luka, with Kyrie, and the supporting cast that showed up. Nobody else showed up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And you don't just show up by scoring. They didn't show up in any aspect. Disappointing effort in Game 6. The good news is they're headed back home. But like I said the other night, St. Dorothy, everything's not all right because you're going back home. You got to make things right by changing the approach and making the proper adjustments.
Yeah, my thing is I've seen this movie of Donovan Mitchell having to go get 50 and be by himself. We watched it. It's a reason why he's in Cleveland now and why he's no longer where he was. What they got to do something different. What do you do in Game 7 to get these other dudes involved that are limited slightly offensively?
They're not limited. You got a sidekick in Darius Garland that's a 20-point scorer. You can run some action for him and force rotation and find guys off of that. They're too good and too gifted in the backcourt to just not create offense, not only for themselves, but for the supporting cast. And Caris LeVert, you got to find minutes for him. You got to find minutes for him because of this. If we're going to get to where I think we're going to get to, he's playing a valuable part. So I gotta feed him and nurture him and guide him and encourage him and inspire him to get him to play the best man of basketball, to get him to stop looking over at me when he misses a shot or makes a mistake or misses an assignment. Now, if you do that too long, you wind up everybody on vacation. But that's not his body of work. He's proven to be a professional and a guy that you can trust. Then give him enough rope. Just like we watched the Knicks. Dante DiVincenzo went from not playing in Game 5 down the stretch to playing 40-something minutes in Game 6 and was a valuable, crucial part to why the Knicks advanced and moved forward because the coach all of a sudden trusted him more so and stopped playing guys that when you get to where you're going to get to, they're not going to play as valuable a role. If the Knicks are going to get to where they expect to get to, Dante DiVincenzo has to play a valuable role offensively and defensively. And to me, it's the same mindset when you're coaching or leading Caris LeVert.
All right, Game 7, Sunday in Cleveland. Who wins?
The safe pick. It's in Cleveland.
No, I want your pick, not the safe pick. I want the Mark Jackson pick, man.
My pick is the safe pick. It's in Cleveland. They're the veteran basketball team. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers winning Game 7 because they're home and they have the experience. But I will tell you this. I will not be surprised if the Orlando Magic pull it off. But I'm going with the Cavs.
All right, I got to go with – is Jared Allen playing?
We don't know. He didn't play tonight.
If Jared Allen plays, I'm going with the Cavs. If Jared Allen does not play, the Magic pulling it out, man. It's going to be interesting. You just
took your hat off when I said it's a tough one, and I danced a little bit, and then I gave you a call. Now all of a sudden you saying if Tom Brady comes out of retirement and if Joe Montana comes out of retirement, man, who are you picking?
We talking about Jared? Okay, all right. Because I think there was a chance that we're not talking about Tom Brady. We're talking about Jared Allen. No disrespect to Jared Allen. But I think there was a chance that he could have played tonight, and they just kept him out to make sure he was good. So I'm going to go with the Cavs in Game 7, man, if I had to put my life on the line.
Okay.
See? But my pick isn't the safe pick. All right. So we got Game 1 of the Western semifinals tonight with my guy Ant-Man, the new Jordan, going up against the Denver Nuggets. What do you expect to see in this series?
You talking about Jordan Farmer? Jordan Crawford?
Huh?
What Jordan?
No, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Michael, the new Jordan, Ant-Man.
There's only one Michael Jordan, man. Now, what's your question?
Oh, my goodness, man. Ant-Man is coming through Denver. He's turning it up. He's in the mountains. He doesn't care about the altitude. What do you have to say, and what do you expect from this series between the Timberwolves and the Nuggets?
I'm going to tell you something. I believe I played with the Knicks early on in my career. I know I played with the Knicks early on in my career, but we visited Denver for the first time. And I'm like, I don't care about the altitude. I'm a rookie. I run all day. I've been playing my whole life. I never got tired. I didn't even drink or nothing. I'm good. until the first quarter. I found myself in the locker room in the bathroom.
So the altitude in Denver is like that?
No, it's a real thing. It's a real issue. And I never got tired. I never had to throw up or anything during the course of the game. But the one time was my first time in Denver. It was a different animal. It was an absolute different animal.
Did you come back out and finish the game, or it was a wrap?
Oh no, that's the thing. And what you realize as a coach, get the guy a quick breather right away, and then you're okay. Your body reacts to it and responds to it. But if you try to fight through it, I mean, it really is a challenge, and it's an issue that gives the Nuggets an advantage at home.
All right, what do the Nuggets have to do to win this series?
They got to defend Anthony Edwards and give him different looks. I think KCP will defend him. I think Aaron Gordon will defend him. To me, at times, you got to trap him and get the ball out of his hands. You want to shrink the floor so he sees bodies in front of him, because once he sees gaps and lanes, he attacks. Next thing you know, he's flying through the air and finishing at the rim. Minimize the damage that he does in the paint area or at the rim. Don't give him rhythm threes. So you want to challenge him, keep a body on him defensively, and then you want to also take care of business with the supporting cast. Aaron Gordon responsibility, because you got to keep a bigger body on Karl-Anthony Towns, especially in that lineup. I would feel comfortable putting Michael Porter Jr. on him also, but you don't want to allow him to get going, because then you have and Cat on a rhythm offensively. They're a different team to defend. One of the keys to me will be Rudy Gobert, the challenge of the potentially 4-time Defensive Player of the Year winner, of minimizing the damage that Joker does, keeping a body on him, making him work, staying out of foul trouble, setting screens, forcing him to defend a rolling big. It is going to be a tremendous chess match played by both of these teams, led by outstanding coaching staffs.
All right. With that being said, who do you have winning game one?
One thing that's key before I answer that is Chris Finch, outstanding leader and coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves. For what I read earlier today, he expects to be in a seat near the bench. So he's not going to be, Mike Nori, who is the lead assistant, is going to be running the show, but Chris Finch will be near the bench giving instructions and directions. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Who do I have winning the series? Again, I don't know the amount of games that it's going to take. I think it's going to be a fantastic series. I'm going to say the winner of this series will be the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think the depth of the Minnesota Timberwolves team, I think the talent, I think the defensive intensity that they display on a consistent basis, I think the lack of depth right now for the Denver Nuggets, I think they're not 100% healthy. It's going to put a demand on them to win this series. And I like the way that the T-Wolves are playing, and therefore I believe that they're going to win this series. And what say you?
I got the tick. Come on, man. You talk, it's the new Jordan. You think I'm going to go against the new Jordan? Huh?
So you're going to keep that going?
What you mean?
You're going to keep that going?
Because it's a real thing. When everybody else realizes, like, oh, he's the new Jordan. 5 years from now, I'm going to be like, yo, go back and check the footage. I've been told y'all he's the new MJ.
No. 5 years from now, if he wins 5 championships and you say, go back and remember I said it first, you were still wrong when you first said it. Now, 5 years from now, you got a case. But a dude that won one playoff round, one playoff series in his life is not the new Jordan. He's the new Ant Edwards. And he's climbing the charts as far as a great, spectacular talent that very well could be the next face of the league. This is respectfully I say this to him. I love his game. I love everything about his game. But there is no new Jordan. Are we going to do this every night?
He's the new Jordan. All right, man. It's time for the Mama. There Goes That Man Award. Who had the best performance tonight? Tell me, Pops.
Tonight was tough because we had some great performances. And this could have also been like a Jerry West situation where he won the MVP in a loss, because Donovan Mitchell had a case with the numbers he put up. But the winner of tonight's Mama There Goes That Man award goes to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving. Mama, there goes that man. Put up numbers, was patient, was a total team player, defended at a high level. Think about this. It's not just the numbers he put up offensively. The Los Angeles Clippers, anybody that was defended by Kyrie Irving as the primary defender all night long, they shot 2 for 18. Kyrie Irving took the challenge defensively, imposed his will, had great game plan discipline, got down in a stance, hit the floor for loose balls, rebounded basketball. He did everything that you want that says winning basketball. If I'm a coach, I show the clip of Kyrie Irving doing everything that put us in position to win this ball game, not scoring. Because you can fall in love with the numbers. You can fall in love with the scoop shots and the lays. It's the little intangible things that he did that's inspiring. Because of that, Kyrie Irving is tonight's Mama, there goes that man award winner.
It's not as clear as you making it, Pop. It's not as clear as you making it.
And who are you saying?
It's a dude that had 50 and blatantly was on one leg at the guard position playing against a lineup of straight 6'10", 6'11 dudes. He lost, but wow. You can't. So is that a hard rule? I want you to make that distinction. You can't win the Mama There Goes That Man award on a loss?
You can, but he's not. If Kyrie Irving didn't do what he did tonight, and quite honestly, the second place winner would have probably been Luka. Donovan Mitchell is in the discussion, but
he lost. You didn't watch the game.
So he's not winning the Mama There. I'm not going home telling my mama do that 50 and lost. No, Mama would have slapped me.
No, that's if you go home and be like, Nana was abusive?
No. Just because you slap your kid don't mean you're abusive.
No, no, I guess I dealt with it too. Look, the saga continues. Oh, man. All right, before we go, I promised y'all earlier on in the episode that we would give you a sneak preview of this Patrick Ewing episode. So we're going to put it up right now and show you a little excerpt. I hope y'all enjoy it. Darvin Ham fired today. So what is your feelings regarding this new breaking news? I mean, it broke this morning, but let's talk about it a little bit.
To me, it's unfortunate. I love Darvin Ham as a player and as a coach, as a person. I think he's done an outstanding job. He shows that he can coach. When you look at his team and what he has to work with, I don't see how they expect him to how successful they expect him to be. And sometimes it's not the coach. Sometimes they got to look at themselves. But I think it's unfortunate that they let him go. Hopefully he'll rebound and get back on his feet. He showed that he's a great coach.
Yeah, I echo everything he just said. He's a former teammate of mine, great guy, great coach, had success with the Lakers. What I don't like, and I'm sure Big Fella can attest to, is when rumors about replacements before he's even fired. That's dirty pool, and that's wrong. He's a class act who did an outstanding job. And like he said, I'm sure he'll land on his feet.
What kind of coach do the Lakers need?
I mean, that's hard to say. You have aging superstar in LeBron. AD is a talented player. You don't know if he's going to be playing or not playing based on his history. They have some guys that are young but talented. So, it's going to have to be a person who is going to have to be able to handle LeBron. LeBron has to, give his okay to. And also, is LeBron going to be back? Those are all the things that you keep hearing. So I think that, whoever they hire, they're going to have to be able to navigate that situation with that great superstar in LeBron, your guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got any comments?
No, I think he answered it perfectly. I think that the answer is going to be in what type of team they're going to have moving forward. Will it be a rebuilding situation, or will they have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and an upgraded supporting cast? Then that's a different type coach you need. So that'll answer itself, and it's a prime job, no question about that. Just recently in the news, our friend and former teammate Charles Oakley, and I'm not asking you to comment on it. I'll handle this. We love Oak. Oak's a warrior, tremendous teammate, tremendous guy. But Oak made the statement that Jalen Brunson is the greatest New York Knicks basketball player since Clyde Frazier. Time out. Are you kidding me? Again, I love you, Oak, but what are we doing? Let me introduce you again to the greatest, not just since Clyde Frazier, the greatest New York Knicks basketball player of all time. That includes everybody. If you put everybody that ever played in the blue and orange, and you put them on the draft board, the number one pick is Patrick Ewing. So that's nothing against Jalen Brunson and what he's been able to accomplish and the incredible year that he's put together and what he's going to do moving forward. But it is beyond question, no question, that this guy is the best to ever do it in blue and orange.
Well, I really appreciate that, but I'm not going to get in. I love Oak. Oak has done. We've had some great years together. I always called him my hitman because anything physical, anything dirty, he was going to take care of. Jalen is a great player, and I'm happy for his success. I'm happy for the success of the New York Knicks. I'm happy for the success that Tom is having with that team. But I try not to get involved in all that.
Yeah, I don't want you to get involved.
Who's better? Who's this? Is it myself? Is it Clyde? Is it
it's you.
Willis?
It's you. And I watched those guys, and they're great. And I loved them growing up, and they were heroes of mine.
Right.
But it's you.
No, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Big Pat Ewing, man. Pops, tell me, did you enjoy the interview? And if so, I know you did, but what was your favorite part?
Just sitting there reminiscing with the big fella. I already talked about it. I don't play 17 years in the NBA if I'm not coached by Rick Pitino, initially the great coach Rick Pitino, and I'm not playing alongside of the greatest Knick ever in Patrick Ewing. He impacted my life in ways that he will never know, and I'm forever grateful. So to spend time with him and to get to have him sit down and the fans, this is a special interview. You're going to see Patrick Ewing like you've never seen him before. And you're going to have a new appreciation for him. He's a legend on and off the court, a loyal friend, somebody I love to death. So I had a blast chopping it up with him.
All right, Pops, tell the people, when is it coming out? When can they see it?
We will drop the episode of The Great Patrick Ewing Monday. Monday, you can see the episode on the YouTube channel. So like and subscribe. Make sure you don't miss the opportunity to get it so you can take a look at it. It's a special episode of the Mark Jackson Show. We're honored to have the great Patrick Ewing, and you're going to get a lot out of it.
Yeah, man. All the Knicks fans, I'm telling y'all, tune in. It's not every day you get to see two legends, a duo like this, come back together and just chop it up, man. I'm telling y'all, it's something to be seen. All right, man. Let's thank our sponsors, Underdog Fantasy, for keeping the lights on. Go ahead and click the promo code in the description or scan the QR code in the corner. It'll take you right to the site. Use the promo code MARK. That's M-A-R-K, and they are matching a deposit of up to $100. Appreciate y'all, man.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Mark Jackson Show. I'm Mark Jackson. That's the dynamic one, my guy Blue. Remember, I'm watching these playoff games and I'm watching fans yell and scream and act crazy and be disrespectful. And I'm also watching guys respond to it. Guys reacting to it and doing things that are out of character, maybe costing them money and getting suspended for games. We don't want that. Old man once said, if you're going to lead the orchestra, you got to be committed to turning your back to the crowd. Take the right advice, stay true to the purpose, and fulfill the assignment. Blessings.